All right, so this is a car that I've really grown attached to. One is because they're just a cool car. I own one in the yellow configuration. So mine is a Citroen Yellow rubber bumper RT car, and it's not very often that you see these. So we'll just kind of do a walk around and look at the paint configuration that the 71 model year uses for the RTs. So they always black out some chrome in the top of the bumpers. I think it's a really cool design. Tommy the Krakow has started reproducing these rubber bumpers, so you might see more clones out in the world. To find a real rubber bumper car is kind of rare. And the thing about it is the rubber bumper code is not on the fender tag like a Plymouth would be. So unless you have the build sheet, it's hard to prove that it was born a rubber bumper car. So we'll take a close look. So we got a nice ECS reproduction tag there. Let's check out this interior. This is really, really cool. So in 1971, they went to a different retractor than 70, so this changed. And then that plate changed for 71 seats. But look at that houndstooth. That is really, really cool. All right, here's the other thing that's really neat, is the radio. Right there, console mounted cassette player. And in 71, they went to the slapstick T-handle shifter. Really nice car. This thing looks pretty well done. Also in 1971, the dashboard changed a little bit, so it went from a Challenger script to just a Challenger plate. Let's see what the tachometer reads for the red line. So there's your red line, clear up to 6,500. This is a great car. That door shuts perfect. Another thing for 71 is they went to the dark argent center cap. Now let's take a look at the blackout on the rear bumper. Also different from Plymouth, the rubber bumper models were offered in both bumpers only. So like a Cuda, you could get it in 70 and 71 as a front rubber bumper and a chrome rear, or dual rubber bumpers. Now in Dodge, that wasn't so. If you wanted rubber bumpers, you're gonna get them in the front and the rear. So here's how the chrome is painted around that style line. Let's go back to that engine bay and check it out some. So without taking the air cleaner off, but it's got the idle stop solenoid, 6-barrel configuration. It's got some good stuff on there. Wing nuts look correct. Right air filter. Now, here's something I'm not absolutely positive. I will check Nick's Garage website for it. Should it have a 6-barrel decal on there along with the maintenance sticker? So it looks kind of bare, like it needs another sticker there. Here's another detail that they did get right. So they got the friction tape under that cowl right there. There's a hole. You can see that friction tape there. So that's an important thing to get. All right, so this is one thing that I've been kind of trying to spot on some cars. So according to some survivors and Dave Wise' book and other professional opinions, black phosphate washer on the hood pin, not a star washer. It could have a star washer underneath for a lock, but on top it's a black phosphate washer, so I like that detail right there. Good overspray for the core support. Some plating, not just paint. So here's some more plating. And then also in 71, they have this hood release right here. In 70, it didn't have this extra piece right here. You had to reach your whole arm inside the grill. Of course, like a 70 grill, it actually sits back further. But there was a lever right here for the 1970 model year, and this is 71. Nice detail there. All right, so here's another question. Should that vacuum booster be painted black with a black master cylinder? Wiper motor looks correct. Here's another detail thing that I've seen on 71 Challengers is the fender tag is typically bent the other way. So a lot of times you'll see a fender tag gets bent outward towards the front. A lot of 71 Challengers I've noticed, and it's probably other models of cars, but they would take the fender tag, pin it on the backside, and bend it backwards. So you can kind of tell from the way that it's bent, that's probably the original tag. Also, seam sealer in the fenders, I like it. 71 RTs did not have the blackout on the cowl either. All right, so this car is going to sell this afternoon. So Friday afternoon. Let's take a peek underneath and see if we've got a skid plate on it. Yes, we do. All right, nice core support blackout. They've got the brace in there. 6-pack car, so it's a skid plate K-frame. Yep, we've got some inspection marks. Whoops. Get my hand out of the way. We do have some inspection marks on the suspension. Looks like a Cosmoline coated control arm. So some good attention to detail. Oh, there we go. I like that. So if you watch my my Facebook, Mopars and Muscle, you know that I'm into doing the Cosmoline coating on the lower control arms. So I like that. Good job, guys. Sweet. All right, some nice detail under here. One thing, it's no fault of the restorer, but sometimes those polyglass tires, that's about 2.5 pounds of weight right there. One thing you do is you can balance the tires on the inside. That way there's no weights sticking out of the front of the wheel. All right, they even went as far as getting the right Q-clamps and mufflers. Do they got a shield under there? Yep. Nice detail on the back. 8 3/4. We got resonators, and then we got mufflers, Q-clamps, and tips. All right, so that's it for our 71 Challenger walk around. Not all Challengers got flip tops. A lot. My car has this too. It's just a plain old cap. Dual sport painted mirrors. Nice car. All right, so this afternoon, this car will sell. We'll try to get a video of it going down the block and see how it goes.
Somebody get $350,000 here. You better get $350 bid. You better get $300 and $300,000 bid. You better get $3. You better get $250 bid. You better get $200. I have $100,000 bid. 80, 190, 200, 200 bid, 210. Postman.